Good morning if you're in the UK, and good afternoon if you're in India. My name is Del Rodriguez, and this is Flabonga Monthrothacubes. And with me today, I've got James Sundin. Wagwan, bruv.
How's it going, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. You all right?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Air-conditioned office. I've been dodging between air-conditioned office to air-conditioned office for last week. So I'm in an air-conditioned office, and the only northern man that goes to India for a week and comes back without a tan. So, pretty good. Pretty good.
Do you tan or do you burn? Because I know you're of a fairer complexion.
Thank you. It's nice you spot that out, mate. I occasionally tan if I'm there for like a month. So very, very rarely happens, especially since starting my own business. So yeah, all good.
I mean, to be fair, like it's unlikely you're going to tan.
I mean,
right?
we don't usually get the sun. So up north, the only thing that usually illuminates the sky, especially where I originally come from, which is a town called Salford, the only thing that illuminates the sky is a car on fire, usually. So yeah, you call it the sun in London or down south, and in India as well, man.
Mate, you're making it sound like Game of Thrones, like the North versus the South. That's what you're making it sound like.
Yeah, it quite literally is. Like, if you think about your King's Landing, like I'm protecting you from the White Walkers north of the Wall, which, just to be clear, like I absolutely love the Scots. Before you go there, and I've got quite a lot of clients in Scotland, so
I know you do. That's why
yeah, we'll just dodge that bullet before we.
So did you call Scotland the White Walkers realm? Is that what you're saying?
No. I was.
Adrian's War. Adrian's War.
Opposite.
You're saying the exact opposite. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I am trying to put words in your mouth.
You are absolutely trying to do.
Internet beef. The important thing is, like, hardly anyone is watching this, so like you're not going to offend anybody. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me, you talking. My mum might be watching. Hi, mum. And that's pretty much it. Let's talk business for a minute, though. Let's get serious.
Cool. Let's go.
The last time I spoke to you, R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T was in its first month or second month of trading. Like you just kind of started.
Not even.
Not even.
Like a week. The last time. Yeah, last time we. Not even that. Last time we spoke, R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T was probably about 2 days away from launch, and that was in phase 1. So if you're a geek like me, you'll understand phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Or the Marvel Cinematic Universe equivalent.
You're not a geek. You're not a geek.
I'm not a geek.
As the gatekeeper of the geeks, you're not a geek. That's just not.
You're
too handsome, athletic, and good looking to be a geek. Is what it is.
I mean, I'll take that the way that it was intended, which is a compliment. So thanks. Who made you the gatekeeper of the geeks? And
me. I'm arbiter of all geeks. And if you're a real geek, you know that geekdom has this rule about being a geek. Oh look, Kevin Law's here. What up, Kev?
What up, Kev?
He's probably got a slight delay, and he's probably doing the eyes because you dissed Scotland. I'm pretty sure he's Scottish, right?
I'm pretty sure it was you that dissed Scotland, and I did.
You made a comparison. You made a comparison.
I made the opposite of the comparison, friend. The opposite of the comparison. What up, Kev?
We'll watch it on the replay. Kevin, I would love for you to ask James a ridiculous question if you've got time. I know you're busy running everything about AML. Is AML stuff that he does? Yes, AML. But you want to ask him a question, that'd be grand. All right, sorry. I said I was going to be serious, and I stopped being serious. We should be serious. R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T was in its infancy the first time we spoke. It's now been almost a year since we spoke on live stream. What's changed? What's happened? And how is growth growing? And that's 3 questions. What's changed? What's happened? And how's growth growing? Yeah.
What's changed? What's happened? How is growth going? What's changed? So R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T started as me basically doing consultancy to the highest bidder. Well, let's be honest. It was cool international companies that I wanted to do some work with, and I was going to be able to pay my bills from working with them. Over the course of phase 1, Antonetta, great friend of mine, best friend actually, she was best woman at my wedding, and saves me from everything on a daily basis, joined forces with me at R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T, and then we decided to do something crazy, which was scale up to 11 co-founders across 2 continents and create 5 entities together as part of a group, bringing together a whole different range of services, integrating them, and really making sure we make a big difference in the markets that we work in, but also the greater world as well, mate.
Okay. Going on the last point, the difference for the greater world, what specifically is that? Because that's quite a big target or goal. The greater world is a big place. So what
The
difference are you
greater
making?
world is, yeah, absolutely. So the mission here, 1,000 children and young adults out of poverty, given a safe place to be, and taught that it's your mindset with a little bit of help along the way. That dictates what's possible for your life and not the circumstances that you were born into. I think our primary focus is the lives of children and young adults, various different projects we're already being involved in and will continue to increase as our business grows as well. And outside of that, we've started to work with great companies like Karma, so planting trees and growing and scaling that to reduce, as we increase from a headcount perspective globally, and reduce the impact that we have on the environment. So yeah, doing some good in the world, man. That's what we should all do, right?
Cool. Again, going back to another point you mentioned that your friend Anto joined you in the business.
Yes.
I assume, so I've met her, she's awesome, and I can tell why you guys complement each other so well. In your opinion, which one of you is the Steve Jobs and which one of you is Steve Wozniak?
I don't think we're either. I'd probably more use the analogy of Ant and Dec, if I'm honest with you. Why can't you have a bit of fun in the process? Well, I'm the taller one with the bigger forehead, so that by default makes me Ant, right? Also, if you think about it, the way that they stand side by side as well. But to give you a slightly more serious question, because I think potentially if we're talking business, that's what you're after. Anto does all the stuff that I take credit for. That's basically what the situation is.
Yeah, she's the glue, right? She's actually like keeping shit running. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Rarely posts on LinkedIn, rarely pushes that whole personal brand and image, but you know what it is? She doesn't have time because she's so busy working with our clients, working with our employees. Genuinely, I'd be lost without her.
If I could make a comparison, you're the CEO and she's the MD. That's how I see those roles in my head. Like CEOs are often out on, championing the brand and all that kind of stuff. And there's always someone who's maybe a little bit more detail oriented, actually getting it done. Not saying CEOs don't work hard or MDs aren't as personable, but just like sometimes there's like that complement of skills.
Yeah, I get that. I would agree with you, but that title of CEO, none of us want it. None of us want it because of how we work and how we operate. So I've always had that vision of a CEO is somebody at the top making and having the final decision and say so on the high level parameters of the business. That strategic direction, you've got one person responsible for that, right? Not a single one of us is responsible. Every single one of us is responsible. So for the 11 co-founders that we've got across the group, we use a terminology internally, Dale, which is we stay in our lane, right? So that phrase or that saying, stay in your lane, people historically may have learned that or had that used to deter them from creativity, to try and keep them within their own parameters. We use it as a positive, and we do that. So we all have a very, very detailed scope of what we're bringing to the table, what we're responsible for, what we've got autonomy over in a decision-making process. So we, rarely need to communicate about business decisions, and it works very, very well. So no, I ain't CEO. I don't want to be, but no one does any of us. We're equal.
You are chief evangelist.
Yes. So that means I've got a big mouth, so I talk about things.
Trying to save the souls of sinners, right? That's what evangelism is.
It depends if you want to look at it from a biblical sense, yeah. I would say, so an evangelist by definition is somebody that talks with passion and purpose. And that could be about religion. It could also be about global right sizing. It could be about making accountants and bookkeepers great salespeople, or any of the other great things we do.
Okay. I'll let you have that answer. Who else is in the chat? Hold up. Emily Deakin. Hey. And she's called us a couple of legends. That's nice. Thanks, Emily.
I didn't realize she's referring to me as two people. I know I'm slightly over average height, but that's really nice, Emily. Thank you. what about Dale?
Look, we'll have this debate. We can flip a coin. You're taller. I'm darker. We'll see who's more handsome.
All right, time and place, mate. Let's go.
Why are you trying to work on your tan in India?
Listen, we all play to our strengths, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Mine's my height, my blue eyes. What can I say?
Mine's my geeky, juicy brain. It is what it is.
Mm.
It's tough being me.
I bet. I can feel it. It's quite.
I think it's now time for a silly
around.
question. Now, I can't remember if I asked this last time, but if I did, I'm sorry. And I know you, because you're smooth, you'll be able to have an answer straight away. If you could eat one meat for the rest of your life, forsaking all others, what meat would you eat, providing you're not vegan or veggie?
I'm not vegan or veggie. It's got to be chicken. It's got to be chicken. Straight up chicken. So many different things that you can do with it. Once upon a time, go ahead.
I'll say you're picking chicken, which means you can never have spaghetti bolognese per se. You can never have hamburgers, and you can never have steak.
Yeah, but you can have chicken burgers, and you could have chicken breasts or chicken thighs. And yeah, I do understand that means, if you are picking one meat to have for the rest of your life, I do understand that means I couldn't eat cow or pig or anything else.
All right, cool. Emily's back in the chat. You are both taller than me, so to be honest, it's not really hard to do. You are really short, Emily. Sorry.
Do you know what it is? I was scrolling through. You're just like scrolling through photos, remind yourself of nice, happy memories, whatever else. I've actually got a photograph of me and Emily Deacon at a Countex London this year, where in order for us to get a selfie, I had to get on my knees.
Oh, is it self? Because I remember you doing that thing, like if you can give James a high five, you can win a competition.
Yeah.
That was fun.
There was very minimal tickets, so not very many winners. And we have changed the rules for next year, so you are allowed to bring a step ladder or a stool to stand on. So just in case.
Okay, so you'll definitely be at Countex next year.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Countex London, Countex North, obviously Digital Accountancy Show. Dan's my boy, so yeah. Straight up.
Yeah. Okay. Of the three shows, which one's your favourite and why? Well, actually, not favourite, preferred. I think I already know the answer, but...
What do you think the answer already is?
I think Manchester's your favourite.
You think a Countex Manchester is my favourite? Why would you think that?
It's closer to your house, less commute time.
Right. Logical explanation. Yeah. They've each got their benefits. I was absolutely, do you know what it is? I was blown away with the Countex North. So I was there with a partner of ours, expert, supporting the wonderful Will Rush on the stand because he approved a member of Staff's holiday and he was on a cruise. Fun fact. But you get a different audience at all these things, right? I naturally have a great positive energy to Digital Accountancy Show for what they're doing, how they're doing it. There's nothing quite like it, and we're not just talking laser beams. Of course, massive shout out to Jordan, Dave, and Julie, or as more commonly known, Accounting House Mafia, who usually do the night show there. I think as manager of Accounting House Mafia, I've got to.
Are you the manager?
Yeah.
Did you nominate yourself, or did they ask you to be the manager?
No. So, generally, fun fact here: John Toon was the manager, right? Obviously, we all know John. If you don't know John, you're probably lucky, so that's okay. John being one of my co-founders in R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T and various other things, but John, John's very much back of house, right? John's great at processing, administration, company finances. And you just needed a non-shy northern giant of a man to shout from the rooftops with a megaphone and bring people together for events. Say again?
I say giant's a bit of a leap. You're tall. You're not that tall.
Well, hold on. Let's open this up.
Also,
right?
your height is your least interesting about you. It's like your least interesting trait.
Again, you are full of compliments today, but I want to take a step back on this one, right? So if I say I'm a giant, then I'm a giant, and who are you to tell me that I'm not a giant?
I don't know. I just feel like 6 foot. What are you, 6'4"? It's not tall enough to be a giant.
6'6". I know guys over exaggerate when it comes to inches, but yeah, 6'6", mate.
All right, 6'6". Fair play.
Nice. Giant, maybe? Yeah. Do I need to change that?
Giant in personality and character, maybe not stature. I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. Cool.
Right. You got fed cake in India. Why is this? Is that a custom, a tradition?
It
what's
absolutely
that about?
is. Yeah. So we opened the office. We opened the office here, the new office, yesterday. Now, I
Congrats.
had no idea about this before. Thank you, dude. I had absolutely no idea about this before. But we had like 70, 80 people come and attend the launch event. And then we've got like friends, family of our team members and employees here out in India. They've all come to the office and everyone's like absolutely looking on point, made a huge effort. All of the traditions, the blessings, the whole ceremony, like absolutely amazing. And then I've run into people coming and putting cake in my mouth, but not like taking a slice of cake and giving you a little nibble at the end. Kind of just taking a bit straight in the mouth. And I was like, yeah, this is slightly invasive, but you know what it is?
Is that a
You come
cultural thing?
to it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't think it was just like, oh my God, like a big tall white guy, let's go feed him cake, right? I think it's more of a symbolic thing of sharing food. So sharing food, my thoughts of this culture has been a lot of food over the course of the last week. I am still wondering if I'm going to fit into my tux for accounting excellence on Tuesday next week once I'm back in the UK. But sharing food, sharing enjoyment, sharing that culture has been part of really big part of the experience here. So yeah, awesome, mate. But hopefully that gives you context. I don't think it was, as I've said earlier. 2 inches can make all the difference there from Kevin. I think Dale probably agrees with that one, and wishes things turned out differently for him. But fair enough, Kev. Fair enough. I'm sorry, who's running this? Kev, Dale, back to you.
I'm just saying, like, I can't rap. I don't play basketball. I don't run very fast. I can't jump very high. But there are some stereotypes that are true. Anyway,
but there's another one saying that white men can't jump, and I can play basketball and I can jump.
at 6'6", you don't need to jump. You can just dunk standing up.
Almost. We
Can
still
you do a
not had that
cartwheel,
game
though?
1-on-1. We still
Because
not had that game 1-on-1.
I know I'd lose. I haven't played basketball in 10 years. Like,
For sure.
yeah, sorry, I know I'd lose. Like, if you said let's do a boxing match, like, I know I'd lose. Like, you'd batter me. It wouldn't be fun for me. Actually, it might be fun for the first 10 seconds. Yeah. Then it would hit me in the face, and I'd start crying, and yeah.
What about, so you've covered off most sports. What about rugby in 2025 for charity?
If I can get my back sorted out, then yeah, I'd give it a go. But I have a L4, L5 problem, which means high impact is not a good idea.
Okay.
And as much as I really want to do it because I miss playing, like, it's not a good idea. The risk to reward ratio is not there.
Okay.
Like most rugby players, I've got some just disgusting injuries. Fortunately, I've got no pins or metal in my body, which is great. There's a young chap in our office. I'm going to name him. He's a cool guy. His name's Ben Lewis. He's one of the rising stars in digital accounting stuff. He's a really great guy. He's like 24, 25, and he's got like pins in his body. Unfortunately, can't play anymore. I know. It's a shame. Very talented. Oh, look. Another hench dude has joined the chat. Hold up. It's Tom Johnson. I also have some excuses. You could borrow Dale. Okay, hold on. Let me get my list. List of excuses, what, to not play basketball against James or not box him? Like, what's...
I don't think I've ever
excuses.
played basketball against Tom or
they're just facts. Like,
I'm waiting on Tentok to see what Tom's got a list about. He's got many a list, Blue Star Tom, but
let's just leave him in silence for a minute, because I think last time he and I did a live stream, we did some silence. Let's just take our time. Tom Johnson. Imagine.
Great list, bro.
Type faster, Thomas. That's right, I full named you Tom. Thomas. Chop chop. Post haste. All 5 of my viewers are waiting for your copy, good sir. Okay, while Tom is dicking around, one of your, you've got mission statements for R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T. I'm going to read a few off, and if you could maybe break those down a little bit. Let's properly look after our employees. What do you mean by this, properly look after? What does that look like to a R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T. employee?
Let's pay them well, number one. Great salary, great benefits, great working environment, Let's support and develop them in line with what they actually want to do with their lives. All of the above put together, but let's give them something that is bigger than employment. Let's have them be part of a mission, and a mission to be able to help people, especially within the local areas that they come from.
So when you say that, my mind immediately thinks to, because I've been conditioned in business, is stocks and shares. Is that what you're talking about, or is that not exactly what you're talking about?
No, so like, so open thing here, open forum. So 98, 99% of all share options that are given to employees are requiring you to be an employee on a continual basis, right? If you leave your employment, you forfeit your shares. You don't have them, they're taken back from you, that's it. And these are usually given to employees to have them bought in for a longer term period before a company goes through rounds of funding, liquidation of shares, or even depending on the size of company IPO, right? We don't want to do that. We never wanted to do that. And for us, our employees are with us, not because they feel like they have to be from a longer term basis or they lose something. They're with us because they want to be. And it's our job and responsibility to keep them happy and support them in what their career and their career path has. If we mess that up, do you know what it is? We need to support them in wherever they're going to next. And it's like that open, like liberal, just dope as hell mindset. That's what makes us function, and that's what our employees love, mate.
I like the fact that you use the word or phrase "dope as hell." That resonates with me.
It resonates with you. I like.
Yeah, more people should use words like "dope as hell." They should. To speak English.
Yeah. I love how Tom is frantically googling lists. Like,
I know, right?
If you heard of like this thing called GPT, or
like a punk, like hurry up, Tom, type faster. People are waiting.
What's important for Tom? You said there was multiple that you'd looked at and you wanted to break down for you. What are the others?
Oh, actually, I realised I said that, and some of them are really obvious. For example, let's give 10% of our profits to charitable causes. That one explains itself. You give 10% of your profits to charitable causes. You can't really expand upon that one. Okay, this one. Let's show our clients everything.
Yes.
Do you mean there are businesses that don't do that, and how do you do differently?
Yes, absolutely. Many businesses don't do that. So one particular parameter, the outsourcing and offshoring industry. So it is saturated within the UK market. When we say again, sorry?
There's way too many. I get emails on a fortnightly basis saying, "Hey Dale, we want to help you outsource." I'm like, first of all, that's not my thing, and second of all, already got a provider. But there's tons. In fact, at Accountex in London, there was like a gazillion stands. Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, no worries. 44 different outsourcing or offshoring providers exhibiting at Accountex London. So those are ones that had stands, not people that were there walking the corridors or anything else. I've worked in this industry for a really good amount of time. I've worked previously for 2 different companies providing outsourced and offshoring services before, founding or co-founding R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T and R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T Group. One of the biggest things that I do not like and I want to change is the perception as to how staff are paid, how staff are treated, even what profit margins a business makes versus what they're charging clients. So we break it down very openly for clients. We share with them what we pay our staff, what their employment benefits are, what our operational costs are, what our profit margins are, and what we're giving as part of what they're paying us for our services, what of that proportion we're giving back to charitable causes and the difference that it's making. Do you know, if you employ people yourself directly, you know all of those things. So if you think about an offshore provider, what are they doing? They are your conduit to connect you with great people. So why would you not have that same transparency and visibility? And I honestly don't know that anybody else servicing the UK market that does that.
I like that. That's very responsible. Nice. And I'm going to sound a bit cliche and use some buzzwords. That's very ethical. Do you think that your philosophy and take on business, on openness, has led to your success? And I realize I'm asking a lot of questions in once. I'm kind of loading it. We didn't talk about your success at the beginning of this live stream, which we should have. You've taken you and Anto and others have taken Represent from 0 to 60. I want to say a 7-figure turnover business within a year, right? Is that right? Is that correct? You guys have hit the £1 million mark, or six figure? Yeah.
So I'd like to deviate from that slightly. So success in business. So multiple questions. Let's try and go through them all in reverse order whilst I remember them. A lot of people say success in business is based upon your turnover, your profit margin, how many employees you've got, the different types of software that you use. So what you see a lot of smacked all over social media and other people's websites is we've got 250 plus staff. We've got this, we've got that, we've got this many clients. Why are those measures of success? They're not. Do you know what mine is, Dale? Like genuinely, do you know
tell me.
the statistic I care about more than anything else? How many children and young adults' lives did we positively impact this year? What way was that done? How many people have we brought into our organization? How many people have we changed their lives through employment? How many people have we supported become bookkeepers, accountants? How many lives have we changed, mate? Those are the metrics that I really, really care about. But to go back on it, we've had some astounding success, and I couldn't be happier because the industry that I love working with has absolutely had my back.
I think, in response to your response, first of all, I agree with you. It's great. No, generally, like we've had this conversation in private. Like we've got similar mindset with regards to, especially helping young people who are from disadvantaged places. We resonate on that one hard.
Yeah, man.
I think the reason why people focus on turnover and profit is because, generally speaking, they're simple, right? And generally speaking, in order to do the less tangible or harder to measure metrics like impact on people, you need to have some form of finance to do that. And I think that's why people focus on finance. Yay or nay? Am I chatting sense or chatting nonsense?
Yeah. Let me give you a response to your response and my response, if that sounds okay.
Yes, please.
So think about this from a strategic perspective. So we started Represent, and this is really quite good because nobody had any idea what we do.
No, I had no idea. I asked you several times. I still don't understand it. And I mean, I understand now, but at the time, I was like, "The hell are you doing, man? Like, what's happening right now?" I remember very vividly having that conversation with you.
It was brilliant because, so the first phase within what we do was about confusing the hell out of the marketplace, because when people don't understand what you do, but see your brand and see your brand everywhere and taking over and gaining popularity, they naturally either go and ask other people or they get in contact with you to find out. That's great from a lead generation perspective, right? We then started announcing some of the clients that we work with. A fraction of those clients, all really well respected, award-winning firms like Mazuma, like Fractional Finance, like Stride, like Utopia. Like get this, Dale. The accountant for the digital accountancy show is a client of Represent. And what do we do? Really simply, the reason why you started in business in the first place, we help you do more of that. And that's all anyone needs to know.
Very mysterious of you. Also, Andrew Ward in the comments, response inception. He's right, because that was a response to a response to a response to a response. I think that's 4. I think I got them all covered. Yeah, that's about right.
That was, Andrew is very, very on it for a Friday morning. Great job, dude.
Have you met Andrew before?
We have. I think we bounced off each other in the comments in a really fun way. I think our mutual thing in common was a great passion for passive aggression and sarcasm towards you, Dale.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
There was that, and I think we were trying to instigate like a mass game of Mario Kart, something along those lines. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, thanks for bringing that up.
I'll probably be wrong again.
We should do that. We should do some kind of charity Mario Kart thing. Yeah, it's easy, it's accessible. We can all do it. Like, yeah.
Just to check, anyone that wants to sponsor Dale to play Mario Kart, please drop a comment.
No one is. You know what? I'll do it. If it's a charity, I'll 100% do it. But I think we should do some kind of tournament, right? Because everyone brags about their ability to play Mario Kart. Yeah.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Okay. Can I take the conversation back a step again? Because you in your amazing way of answering questions answered in a different way than I was expecting. You rascal. All right. When people start a business, they often use turnover and profit as metrics of success. Now, you personally don't, but it's a metric you monitor. When you started R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T, was it purely bootstrap, or were you self-funded, or were you funded by someone else?
100% bootstrapped.
If you don't mind me asking, when you started the business, how much did you invest into it as a limited company? Was there $5,000 on marketing, or was it literally just we'll do it as we go along?
Do it as we go along. So I got myself £28,000 in debt. So when you start a business, you usually within year one, it depends on the market, depends on the segment, and ultimately it depends on who you are and your mindset, right? When you start a business in year one, you try and survive. You try and find the likes of
Andrew will comment, like of the likes me like. I'm not sure what he's referencing. Sorry. And I'm putting these up while you're talking. Sorry, that's just...
It's great.
Yep. Also, Andrew's up for the Mario Kart tournament. So.
Andrew is on.
Sorry. So you started representing you in 28K worth of debt.
28K worth of debt at the point where I was getting married, moving house, and doing it all at the same time, including a big charity walk, trying to walk from Scotland to the northeast.
You didn't make that walk, did you?
No, I passed out at 2 a.m. because I had too many paracetamol.
I'm laughing at your misfortune. I don't care how bad that makes me look either.
So do you know what it is? I would laugh as well, but since turning 33, I can't justify the loss of elasticity in my face. So I look like I've got a resting whatever face, but I don't usually smile because, laughter lines and stuff. You know what I mean? Completely bootstrapped, and we've grown organically to what the organisation is now, whatever metric anyone wants to see that success.
What is that metric? What is that turnover right now?
I mean, we can look at different ways to ask the question.
Okay.
But that's not important for me.
In terms of revenue, how much revenue is R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T making right now? Gross revenue.
More than I imagined it would be.
I mean, it's coming up to a year. I can probably look on Company's House and have a guess. So we'll look later. The reason why I ask, I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. No. Apologies if I am.
It doesn't at all.
When people ask these questions and people are watching this live, who are outside of our space, they're going to want to know, man, how did they do it within a year? Because you've had some amazing growth. And I know, at your heart of hearts, it's not necessarily about the money. In fact, people don't know this about you. Before starting R.E.P.R.E.S.E.N.T, you had a pretty lucrative career, right? So you could have kept on doing that for years and years and years and earned 6 figures or whatever it is. So I know, you personally, it's not about the money. And I know you're trying to be cool and humble about it, but people want to know. Also, okay, here's another one. The startup founder myth. There are two camps, right? Some people say to be a startup and founder, it's got to be a slog, it's got to be horrible, it's got to be 12-hour days. And some people say, hey, you can start a business and do it part-time. Was it one or the other for you, or was it a combination of both? Were you doing crazy 12-hour days at the beginning and now it's slowed down a little bit? Or did you actually, have time to build a business and work 3 days a week whilst building the business? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, it absolutely does. There's two answers that I'm going to give in the first punch for the other. I want to redefine what success means to people, Dale. So success is always, and this was a pressure I felt immensely, especially in my 20s. And I sacrificed years of my life chasing money, chasing that title, chasing that job, right? And people would see that as being successful, earning 6 figures, doing this, doing that. It's not. So that's the reason why I'm purposefully avoiding giving you direct financial metrics, because what makes a business successful is not its turnover, it's not its profitability. Yes, of course, those are metrics to track to make sure it's still there, it thrives, can continue to grow. That's our CFO Graham Tannick's job, not mine, dude. My job is to evangelize, and I really want to change.
I need to ask Graham. There you go. Thank you for letting me know. I'll do that.
Yeah, get Graham on, and he'll still go bugger off, Dale.
I know he will.
The second point you've asked, what was it like? Both me and Antonetta, for probably 6 months, solid, we were working, you say like 12-hour days being a slug. It was probably more like 14 or 16-hour days, 6 or 7 days a week for 6 months solid. So you can start a business, you can work part-time, you can automate the hell out of it. Again, I don't want to be generic, but it depends on the industry and the market that you're in. So you can be very, very successful with that lesser period of time. You are going to be more successful quicker if you're working strategically, but you're also working hard when you're doing that. Like, people say, work smart, not hard, right? Oh, like, fuck off. Like, it's a load of shit. It's like, yeah, you can work smart,
Yep.
but work hard as well at the same time, and you are going to achieve what you want to do quickly. It's also more rewarding. Like, I look like I'm early 40s, even though I'm 33, and it's not because I've been working with accountants for the last 10 years. And I'm glad you laughed, because that could have gone one of two ways. But you're an accountant, as we know. So, yeah, that's me losing some clients now. Oh, well, drama.
Or gaining more.
Well, yeah, in fairness, if you can't laugh at that, it's either because I'm not really that funny, or it's because you don't have a sense of humour. And if you don't sometimes find me funny or have a sense of humour, I probably don't
quit your day job. Don't do stand up. You're moderately funny at best. But then humour's subjective, right? So
I didn't know you had a mirror in front of you, Dale. That's hilarious.
I've never claimed to be funny, buddy. Not once have I ever claimed to be funny. I just told people I'm a geek that's not an accountant. I live up to my hype.
Awkward. Okay, cool. What's next? What was the question?
To be honest, I can't remember the question I asked you. Honest.
Yeah. I'm glad I got that in the end.
Okay, another one. Of all the sports that you've played, because you're quite an athletic guy, rugby, boxing, and other stuff like that, what's your favourite sport to partake in? And why?
It's got to be rugby.
For the hazing, right?
Hazing? Define hazing. I don't know what that means.
In many environments, social environments, usually sports, there are tasks that you've got to do for initiation purposes, usually horrible tasks, and rugby generally has the worst hazing tasks or forfeits of all time, and I know you love it.
I do not love it. I have seen some unspeakable things, things that will not make the light of day, never mind on Flabonga Monthrothacubes. But rugby has to be it. In a world of sensitivity and conformity, and of where you have to be polite and professional and everything else, there's nothing quite like running full pelt into another human being, and the one with the strongest bones and muscle tissue comes out the other end of it. Like, I'm sorry, people will call me raw, animalistic, and potentially slightly brutal, but like, let's talk the truth here. Like me and the good Tony Stevenson do. So if Tony is watching now or at a later point, you'll get this. There's nothing quite like it. Like, sometimes you just got to be a bit of an animal, mate, and you get to do that playing rugby.
I agree with you, and one of the things I like about rugby as well, when done properly, right? The person you're going up against, if you're both good, you respect that you got beaten by the other person, and after the match, you can still have a drink together. Like, you know someone trained, you know they got hench. Like, if I scored off against Tony on a pitch, like, he'd destroy me. I respect that because he puts the work in. So I'm with you on that one. Yeah. I was going to ask you another question, but I completely forgot. Oh, fiddlesticks. It was a good one too.
You say that?
No, it was pretty good. Like, we were going to go back step. Because I was generally listening, doing my active listening skills and all that kind of stuff, and now it's just evaporated. Oh, disappointing.
I'm still wondering how Tom Johnson's getting over that list, if I'm honest with you.
Oh yeah, hold on. Is it? He originally was like, I also have excuses. You could borrow Dale. Let me get my list. Imagine.
Nailed it.
And then I teased him, and he started frantically googling stuff, and he's not come back yet. Like a punk.
Shade.
And I'd call him a punk to his face as well. So that's, yeah.
Brave man.
He's a bit of a unit as well, isn't he? Good old Tom.
No, I actually cooked for Tom at a barbecue not that long ago. I wouldn't quite say he's a unit. He ain't no Tony Stevenson.
No, but who is? Who is Tony? So, like, no one, most people don't compare to his vastness. Sorry, he sent me a clip of him like benching 130 for like 5 reps, like it was nothing. 130 kg, by the way, for any Americans watching, because 130 pounds is pointless.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, what is that in pounds now?
I want to say that's something like 280 pounds. That I could be wrong. My conversion isn't that great. Let me Google it. Hold on. Yeah, 286, which is disgusting. That's beast mode.
It's pretty good. But yeah, a lot of love. There's a lot of love in the room for Tony, clearly.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of the question I was going to ask you. Such a good one. I'm annoyed.
I will say, by the way, this is not product placement. I know there's a lot of talk recently within the accounting and finance community of sponsorships and endorsements without disclosure. So I just wanted to let you know I'm not sponsored currently by Diet Coke.
I'm not sponsored by Dex, but I'm kind of hoping they will at some point. Like,
Nice.
Sabby said he'd come on the live stream at some point. He was trying to lock it in.
And yeah, they've not sponsored.
No. To be honest, I haven't actually asked them to sponsor me, so I haven't gone, hey, will you guys sponsor me? So, yeah.
It's a poor show. If only there was a rapidly growing company funding its own expansion that was able to do that.
Hey, do you want to sponsor the show?
Yeah. Okay.
Banging. I'll send you some metrics. We'll get on it. Wait, should I send you the metrics or should I Anto the metrics? Who am I sending the metrics to?
Do you know what you should probably do? Don't show me the metrics. Talk to me about the purpose. Talk to me about the purpose. Talk to me about the why.
So I can buy a yacht. I'm joking. That's not the reason why. You know the reason why? It's mostly for my own entertainment. This is mostly for my amusement.
Why are you shying away from buying a yacht? Actually, that's a fair point. Why do people have to shy away? Why do people have to shy away from wanting to earn money? Why is it a bad thing in society?
First of all, I don't actually want to own a yacht. My first experience of sailing on a yacht was not what I expected it to be. Do you want to hear the funny story?
I do, please.
So I assumed, growing up as a young lad who watched a lot of MTV Base, shout out to Trevor Nelson, that a yacht would be Cash Money Hose, like a Jay-Z rap video, right? My friend David...
In that order,
yeah. My friend Dave was like, hey man, I'm sailing my yacht from Greenwich to Portsmouth. Do you want to join me for a leg down in Kent? I was like, bang, let's do it. I didn't realize that yachts can be smaller than 75 feet. And ultimately, they're basically like caravans on the sea. This yacht did not have a toilet on it. So I've heard my friend crap in a bucket while we're at sea. And this is not the glamour I was expecting. And as someone who generally hates camping, you can call me out on that one if you want, I didn't really want to be camping on the sea. Hate camping.
Yeah, that's what was the thing that you said? Cash Money Hose.
Yeah.
Listening to your friend appear in a bucket, that's not.
It's the opposite of Cash Money Hose. Well, unless it's Diddy Cash Money Hose, then mate.
I mean, very current, but also I don't know where that's got to, but that man needs to go away for a very, very long time.
I don't fully understand, but I understand he's done some bad stuff, right? That's my understanding of it. Like, I don't know the details.
Have a look at the videos on the internet. Oh my god! Like he comes on now. I used to be such a fan of Diddy, and then his music comes on now, and I'm like, nah, can't do it. Can't listen to stuff. No, awful.
I feel the same about R. Kelly. Like, there's some bangers he's got. There ain't nothing wrong with a little bumper grind. It's like, yes, there is. If it's the way he is about who he's. I mean, that's 100% wrong.
Yes, that is. I can confirm that is wrong as to what he's done. Absolutely, understatement of the absolute century. But yeah. So what we've gone through R. Kelly, did he? Anyone else?
Yeah. I still don't think MJ did it, but there we go.
No, I don't either.
Do you want to hear my logic? No, actually, I'm not going to share that one. See, people always say be your authentic self on social media. Can't be 100% authentic. Get myself cancelled. Although I'm not really rich or famous enough to be cancelled. Like no one's paying for me for this, and like I said, I got 10 followers. So
who's going to cancel you?
Cancel culture.
Right. Fair.
Who else is there? Oh, the whole Kendrick Lamar stuff as well. Drake's had some things said against him. Not looking good. Yeah.
I've not heard any of that. Maybe I need to stop flying around the world and doing things and open myself up to popular culture again. Sounds like I've got my priorities wrong.
You really don't. You're busy changing the world. I'm looking at internet beef. All right. I've asked you lots of questions, and you've humoured me and parried some of those questions fantastically, by the way. Do you have any questions for me?
Will I be seeing you on Tuesday next week at the Accounting Excellence Awards?
Yes, I managed to sneak my way in.
Have you finalised where we're going for brunch the morning afterwards?
No, I have not. Probably somewhere very close to the location we'll be at for the award show.
Okay. Well, I'm in India right now, so that sounds like a you kind of problem. I look forward to confirmation in the next coming days.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the main thing.
Okay. Last but not least, any bombshell or nugget of wisdom you want to go out on, please do so now.
I am a huge believer in doing things to help other people. Anyone, regardless of where they're at in life, has the ability to be able to do that. Kindness is good for the soul. So, repent. Go do good things. Doesn't matter who you are, what stage you're at, whether you're on a big business or you've got hopes and dreams for doing something great in the future. Go and bring positive change. The world needs it.